I'd love to talk about our PERT team and how that really has been bolstered in these last couple of years. And ultimately, it's about the enterprise impact, right? Crossing the chasm and embedding these tools into multidisciplinary workflows. Because what happens after the alert? You want to figure out and make sure it reaches the right team, it leads to some timely action, and ultimately improves care. So our PERT team really benefit from the integration of the mobile alert system. In essence, we are able to flag potential cases that have a positive PE, and the interventionalists, our interventional radiologists, are able to see within the app whether this is a case that needs to bring me in, say in overnight evening hours, or I can start picking up the phone and alerting even the ED before they even know about it, that yes, this patient is coming to our department for some intervention. So we were able to start comparing and then measuring the exam to needle time. And ultimately, we were able to prove that, yes, there was a reduction in amount of time to getting that patient onto the table. Say 20, 30 minutes is on average of what it ended up being. That's a half hour, and that's people's time that is now in a greater odds of success having a positive outcome rather than a negative one. And that ultimately, that synergy, that's the game changer, right? Radiology is talking to the ED and it's talking to the ICU departments. Everyone's synchronized on one platform and making decisions together. And with that, another measure that we were able to quantify is the number of PERT activations. So after we had deployment, we had a metric that showed that we doubled the number of interventions that we were doing. And that's not a metric, that are patients' lives. There are patients that are being treated faster, more frequently, and with more clear communication among the departments. And so that's something I'm very excited about. And the point that you had brought up that I'd love to talk about is the concept of incidental findings. I think population health AI is getting really a lot of buzz and traction as of late. And I think this is an opportunity where platforms orchestration and workflow capabilities, that's where it really shines. Because ultimately, we are all overburdened and overworked, and we're burnt out. And these incidental findings, they don't really sit neatly in a single department's workflow. They can be easy to miss, they can fall between the cracks, and unless you've got a connected infrastructure, things can very easily get lost in the way. So incidental coronary artery calcifications is something that we started focusing on first. Obviously, this is a huge public health opportunity. There are ways in which these findings are remarked on reports, but they get buried. No one acts upon them, even though they've already been proven to be predictive of cardiovascular risk. So, in tandem with our cardiology department, Aidoc has bridged this connection where we can now create a platform for our cardiologists to then see the patients that we have flagged with moderate to severe coronary artery calcification and gets populated onto a work list for them to then determine whether this patient is eligible for referral. But on top of that, it's about layering an NLP process, right? No department has a time or bandwidth to start scouring whether this patient is eligible or requires a cardiology referral or has been seen before, is already being medically managed. That's all information available to us in the EMR. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to scour that information automatically and then only filter the patient list to be those that require a referral and who need more urgent attention. So we've been doing that for the last, 6 to 12 months now, and we've been able to capture through the number of patients that we've been able to touch is that some of these patients then go on to have some sort of intervention, whether a CABG or a catheterization. Just being able to see and visualize and even capture that information to then showcase to the C-suite that, hey, these are patients that are being touched. It really resonates with the department and the C-suite.